What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at, I want to say Kehrer. I want to say that's how you pronounce his name. I don't know personally what he's called. Oh, I'm not even going to pronounce the first name. So we've got this guy, the PSG centre back, who is German, coming from a 77 rated gold all the way up to an 86, and honestly looks fantastic. 84 pace on the base, meaning that with a shadow goes up to 94. He'll also have 94 defending to kind of go along with it. Aggression's looking absolutely brilliant. Strength, 80 is doable, and this is why I think anchor could be an option as well. A shadow would turn him into a 91 rated centre back, and a shadow would 91 and an anchor into a 92, purely for the fact that you do get that big boy physical boost, but you'll only have 89 pace. So it depends on what you want more important. Do you want more physical or 5 less pace? I'll let you decide on that one. We will have a look at both of the options and just kind of weigh up. At the minute I'm leaning towards more shadow, but anchor is definitely not one to be snuffed at. Agility balance looking decent for a centre-back. Great composure, brilliant reactions. Short pass looking fantastic. Long looking just below average in my opinion. And other than that, we are looking pretty tidy for this card. Obviously, both of them are coming in at a relatively good price. Both of them at about 160 to 170k per one. And obviously, you get a +2 if they do win, and then a +1 if it's a draw. Which I believe, it's Tolisso versus. So it's it's the Champions League next week. Whether you see Bayern, I feel like Bayern's got that in the bag. When you've got Bayern at home, I just don't see PSG doing it. They've done it at their ground. Can they do it at Bayern Stadium? I really don't see it. But out of the two, if this guy gets a +2, then you are absolutely laughing. But that's going to be a big feat, so we'll be interested to see how they go. Obviously, with Showdown cards, if we do get a +2, I will do a follow-up review. If we get a +1, I normally don't bother with it, which I don't. Yeah, we can get a +1 if they draw, obviously, because it doesn't count on the leg. It's who win or draws the match together. So if we do get a draw, I don't normally bother with a +1. If they get a win, then I'll be following up on whoever's won. So let's jump straight into him, see what he's all about. Kehrer out. Love to see it. Down the wing into Nedved. It's just a simple 1-2. Into Owen, we see Cantona. Kehrer covering both options. Bring across Cannavaro. Seems a solid centre-back so far. Great tackling, decent pace. Kind of like his agility side of stuff is okay. Not the best I've seen, but most definitely not the worst, as that is completely offside. And I just think it's something that was definitely needed in this game, and yet they've decided to strip it down, make it untradeable, make it even harder to get the fodder. Good pass from Tolisso. So I don't understand how they can keep going. I thought it was going the right way. If they are going to continue this, because literally if we follow the same theme as every year, more than likely we're experiencing the fact that they're probably going to get rid of League SBCs at some point, or at least dumb them down to the point where they're mainly not worth it. Kehrer watching. Gomez is going to come on the inside as we predicted, and again it's solid, absolutely solid work from him. Obviously being German as well, German link into PSG, you can't really buy that. That's a cracking link right there, and especially with the Bundesliga becoming more and more invited with obviously the likes of Foot Birthday Sane, Foot Birthday Royce. There's a lot of really solid cards, and even like Gunter or something like that, some really good cards, and then you mix them with the likes of Mbappe, Neymar, you can really bring a brand new team to it. And then again, you've got the Renato Sanchez's and all of that great stuff as well. So for me, he's a solid card. He's probably the most appealing out of the two. With Tolisso, there is a lot of centre mids that come into it, and a lot of French centre mids. Not necessarily Bundesliga, but most definitely a very, very good option in terms of France. Gets it out. What we like for a through ball. Well, you know, if we put a little bit less mustard on that, that is a cracking through ball. And I think, what was his long shots? Long shots were coming in, or long pass I meant. It's coming in at 76. To be honest, that isn't awful. You definitely could get a nice little ball across. I'm trying to think where you'd actually use that. We can see him again in that scenario. It is going to be a bit hit and miss, but potentially you've still got that option. And I always like to kind of like see the position of a centre-back as kind of like an all-round, what can he do in any situation. If we needed to get a ball forward, if we could see that ball, do we knock it to another defender? Do we use it with himself, or do we not bother and just play the safe option? Obviously with him, I feel like it's going to be a bit too much hit and miss because of the long pass only being 76, but potentially is an option at some point in the future. I think the one thing that I like about the showdowns, and it's kind of like a hit and miss with them, is it all depends on the +2. We can see the possibility of a very nice upgrade from these two, especially one being 80, one being 77. But the possibility really comes in once we kind of get that upgrade. A +2 could be absolutely magical, and I think this guy has absolutely had it. I think we're 8-1 up. He just doesn't want it anymore. Taliso, I was going to say there was no way that was a tackle and a half. That was definitely a free kick. Kehrer watching him offside, does manage to get the ball still. So far so good with him, to be honest. Really good passing. Obviously his pace is very nice. It does kind of work to the advantage of a massive meta, and then overall just a nice player to have in your club, really. Obviously the 88 version of him would be absolutely class, but like I said, Bayern are a different sort of breed at home, and I hope they are at home, because I have kind of like stated it, and I think they are. I'm pretty sure they were at PSG in the first leg, so I'm pretty sure Bayern is the next. But it is as well, or in fact, are they even playing at home? I don't know if they're actually playing at home, now I'm coming to think about it. I feel like I heard something about a neutral stadium. I feel like this ball stuff. If that is the case, though, that potentially could mean a pretty much open field, and PSG were decent in it. Obviously, Bayern did come back, but they still managed to get the victory in the first leg. Bayern need the second one, which is going to be the more task-orientated, because they're going to be going for it. But it all depends on if Lewandowski's there. It's going to be an interesting one. I hope PSG do win. I feel like that's going to be the better card out of the two, but you never know on the night. Go with a finesse. Ooh, Neuer's going to make the save. Kehra's going to deal with it as well. In fact, no, there is no attackers there. Literally, he just does not want to play anymore. Going to go with a little dinking pass into Nedved. Yeah, he's completely done. We're going to leave it there with them, because realistically, when you're playing against nobody, there's not really any chance of actual clips. So going into the overall for Kehrer, I do apologise if I am saying the name wrong, but he's coming in at 177. Going to take a quick look at his SBC then. So we've got one PSG, 83 70 chem, pretty standard. Obviously 83s I think are quite cheap at the moment. I think, in fact, if we do quickly check the market first, we're at 67. So if we go to hourly graphs, 71, yeah, because we were kind of going on an upward slope with kind of like no real anything to really kind of sink our teeth in, but we did get the half price packs, or the 2-for-1 I think it was. So it's not it's half price for coins, but it's pretty much 2-for-1 in terms of lightning rounds. So if you got a 50k pack during lightning rounds, you get an extra one inside, which obviously does bump up the market, because some people will save them, some people will absolutely blast them. So say if we've got 250,000 ultimate packs, realistically we have 500,000, and pretty much then half of them are being opened as well. So the market is kind of like upwards and downwards. We're going to see that for the next couple of days, as I think this is going to be the promo. So to be honest, the market is down, so it's probably the best time to be doing them. Maybe even looking at them in tomorrow's lightning rounds, because you're going to find cards on a snipe a lot easier than we are going to be now, where there's no supply. But the other SBC is an 85, one inform, and a German player, 65 chem. So the inform is going to be the hardest one to get. But again, so we got this is what's actually in packs now. So we got an 11. Personally, a little bit of dead content there, but in terms of the inform, you want to be looking on this team of the week. So realistically, we're looking for like an 84, 85 at the minimum. You could potentially stretch out to an 86 and just check that that is the cheapest 86 on the market. Obviously the 85s coming in at both 29. I would recommend going for the 29s over than going for the 26. I think Danny Ings may be your better option in terms of chem. Acuna, unless you're going for a La Liga squad, then obviously that's pretty good for a left back. So always check the newest team of the week, because if we go into team of the week 27, you may find some that are actually nice priced, because it's only a week since gone. So for instance, the keeper is at a decent price, but if we look at kind of one above, you're looking at 39k, and he's not really necessarily a player that's going in people's teams, so he has been inflated for this this reason. Then if you go further back, then obviously you know that that's going to be more and more inflated as they are out of packs. But looking at the card in general, he was solid. A really, really nice card. You whack a shadow or an anchor on him. We did choose the anchor in the end, which, to be honest, 89.89 is still fantastic. We get the nice little defending upgrade, but then I think this was massive for me. Getting that huge strength and aggression upgrade, as well as already having that jump in pretty much maxed out. I'm very, very happy with that. The shadow is nice because this plus 10 is beautiful, but there's only so much that I need from that. Like, if you're defending carefully and defending with a bit more intelligence, you can get away with it to some extent. I'm not saying you can go and put an 80 rated an 80 pace centre back and just use him carefully. It doesn't quite work like that. But having 89 is pretty absurd already on a centre back. So adding that extra 5, even though yes, it will make a difference, it's only slight, and if you're just very cautious with your tackles, you can do it. Whereas getting the anchor with that extra kind of physicality boost could mean wonders. But then we look at everything else. The composure is fantastic. Didn't notice anything problem with that. Obviously the reactions are lovely. Agility balance, it could do with a little bit of work, but again, he is a 6'1" centre back. He's not meant to be this agile player, and it's one thing that you've always got to remember is they're not going to be as quick turning as your midfielders, as your strikers, and so they shouldn't. But in terms of kind of like getting back, very, very happy with that. And then we have the idea of, where's he going to go? Is he going to make it into people's League One squads? Is he just fodder? Is he just anything? I think for me, straight off the bat, this card definitely gets into a League One squad with the 88. There is no question about he's going to be fantastic with that upgrade. If I was looking for right now, say they lost and literally got nothing, I would say over Marcelo. I think the upgrade on the pace is definitely better. Marquinhos, I think yes. I liked Marquinhos, but I preferred his CDM version. This guy is fantastic, so I would definitely put him as a partner so far. Koscielny, a little bit off it. Volland, don't even talk to me. Kimpembe is a lovely, lovely card, but again, the extra pace may be the winner there for me. Denea is a solid card again, so I think we've whittled it down to the top 4. I'd go with this guy, Kimpembe, Kehrer, and Denea. Them 4 are my favourites. You could go a 5 at the back and have 3 of them and just cut one of them out, which probably for me would be Denea. And then you could go with just 2 of them, and in my personal opinion, I'd be going for these 2. These 2 are very, very nice, and obviously have that nice link in terms of Liga 1, but then Kehrer can be done out with the German link into the Bundesliga, into La Liga with Kroos, or obviously into the Prem with the likes of Player of the Month 2, Gundogan. So for me, solid card, solid links, great team. Pricing's pretty much average. We're expecting that right now. I think the cheapest kind of like 86 and above at the moment is going to be about 150 to 180. So I'm kind of expecting them. The question is, who's going to get the upgrade? Let me know down below. I'm personally going to give him at an 86, a rating of 8.7 out of 10. Let me know down below what you think. Make sure you like and subscribe, and pieces.